after Mick posted about all the bug fixes and new features, and I praised the reader, Marcia said, "Hey, can you share a little bit about how you use the reader?" I would love to do that because this is my new favorite tool. I mean, there are so many things to love about what we're using to help kids learn, and this is awesome. It is such a time saver for me because I don't know about anybody else, but keeping up with student blog posts and trying to figure out what you've read, what you haven't read, oh yeah, I read that. And it's difficult, especially when here I've filtered by unread. Now, if I click read, so we get all posts, how many blog posts do you think there are here at the beginning of week 6? 3,859. Yeah, we've been doing things a little differently this year. And that's another story. But the ability to sort by period, I'm not going to do that because, once again, I'm not in a period and a student will pop up here. But the badges, what about my latest badge where rebooted? This, students have to have completed this epic quest line in order to graduate out of Reboot Camp. And to apply the filter here, I get to see those kids who have that badge. Again, epic. What about Integrity 19? How many people have done that? This is one of the earliest quests. So actually, and why is that popping up? Red, unread. Interesting. Oh, it's because we got sorted. I didn't apply the filter. So I'll apply the filter. So week 06 plan. That's a brand new quest this week. How many people, and it wouldn't be a Scotchgo video if I didn't flub things up, right? That's pretty much the name of my game when I'm recording videos. So how many kids did this today? And the only kids that can do this have this reboot badge. But how many of those kids actually followed the instructions? 9 of them. So that means that, and I already know the answer to this, there's one kid who didn't do it. I wonder who that was. Well, I could scroll down. It would be pretty easy to determine that answer. So one of the kids who claims to have done everything wasn't paying attention today. What a great way to discover what's going on. Hey, you can sort by newest. You can sort by date. Hey, I just want to see what was new today. You can, what about the stuff that I have reset? Now, I'm not going to click apply filter because I know the gibberish that I have reset with some kids who were just cutting corners. The evidence is still here. Even though I've reset those quests, the attempts to pretend to have completed things are sitting here at our fingertips. This is such an awesome tool, and I can't rave enough about it. And this is the genius of Mick McMurray, who wanted a tool like this. He is the embodiment of a Robert Heinlein short story called The Man Too Lazy to Fail, he wanted to use his time efficiently because he had more important things to do. So anything he could automate, he would spend time in the story, just like Mick does. He would spend an enormous amount of time in order to automate something that would pay off in the long run. It might not pay off in the short term, but in the long run, it saves him time. And I am so lucky to be partnered with a genius like Mick. And this tool, oh my goodness, it's awesome. And if you're not using it, if you haven't begun to sort, if you haven't, the massive amount of posts I have, this large number, it's because in the early quests, let's just jump out here, out to Reboot Camp. All these quests here, I've asked for little 25-word answers. Tell me what it is that you understand about this. My insistence that integrity is first and foremost the quality you need in order to succeed in this class. So later on, when someone becomes a problem child, we can go back. Hey, what'd you write here? Look at this. Did you really believe this? Or, so we have a trail of breadcrumbs that was enormously time consuming. It took me a week to go through, not using the reader. I went through the stats panel, I mean, not the stats panel, the clipboard, in order to look at individual blogs one by one so I would get a feel for every single kid. It took me an entire week, but it was worth it. And then once that was done, now the reader takes over. And then the weekly quests, I can sort by period. I can look at this and just check out the weekly post, what kids are saying. Anyway, I guess that's gone on long enough. I can't tell you how much I love this thing. The reader is a work of art.